Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again, another reaction for you guys. Today guys, of course, you're continuing the journey of the Batman. This is the Batman Season 4, Episode 11, titled Rumors. I'm curious to know why it's called Rumors, but the title is Rumors. So last week's episode was honestly one of the best episodes, in my personal opinion, of the Batman because it was the introduction of Harley Quinn. And the way they went about it was really interesting, and the voice was great for Harley. I honestly thought it was the original voice actor of Harley, Arlene Sorkin, who voiced her originally in Batman the Animated Series, the introduction, the creation of that character. I thought it was her because it sounded pretty similar, but it wasn't her. But regardless, I love the introduction of Harley. It was great seeing the dynamic with her in this version of Joker. And then before she even knew it was Joker, she called him Mr. J over the phone on her television show, which was really interesting. And the song, that song that they sang together in that little segment was honestly so good and catchy, and I kept going back to listen to that because there's an upload of just the song on YouTube, and so I was listening to it, I'm like, this is catchy as hell, especially when she jumps in and starts singing along with him as well. It's like crazy. I really enjoyed the episode. It was really well done. Of course, they brought the hyenas in and everything, full circle moment, because they had introduced the hyenas, I think, back during season 3, I think, of the show. Like, it was a while back, so I'm really happy that they brought that back into the mix and everything, the hyenas and all that with Harley. It was really cool, and the design of Harley overall was great, and they ended it in a way to go, Harley is still infatuated with Joker, even though he abandoned her and everything, because he abandoned his original goons at the beginning of the episode. That kind of tied into later, of course, him abandoning her later. So I really enjoyed the episode. I really loved it, and I can't wait to jump in this episode. You guys been hyping this up, saying you can't wait for this episode. So here we go, guys. Episode 11, Season 4, Rumors. Let's go.
I do love spending afternoons.
Yes. Yes. Hello.
Hiding in the shadows. Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Since when do I need to see you to find you, Batman?
What? What the hell? Oh, he's angry.
What is this?
He in jail? I think.
This is the end for all of you.
Whoa!
Killer Croc
Oh my
is the latest
God.
of the so-called rogues gallery criminals to disappear.
The only hero Gotham needs is this new guy. With the Batman, those crackpots never.
Because he caught everybody, it seems.
I say it's time the Bat hang up his cape and call it a night.
Suit up. Suit up!
Ragdoll, Moth, Firefly, they were all here. All
Damn.
taken down by a mystery vigilante. Instead, he's collecting them. The question is why?
Collecting the villains. Yeah, why?
Ooh, and another new kid partner. Is that because they make you look taller?
Achoo! Nothing screams careful like a brick through the window.
Someone else tripped the alarm, and on purpose.
I see
Oh.
my message.
Oh, he hasn't been caught yet.
What I want is to turn myself in.
Before he gets captured or taken.
Chop chop. Look.
Look, I'm taking the painting.
Feel it.
Arrest me.
What's a felon gotta pull to get arrested around
He just
here?
doesn't want to get taken.
You're embarrassing yourself. He's not like you, Batman. He's scary.
Batman's scarier.
Guy.
Thing about rumors, they're often true.
That's wrong.
Excuse me.
I don't like that kid.
Ooh. Yeah, of course he's gonna block. He's out of there. Yep. Uh-oh.
The suit absorbs my body heat.
Oh, watch it. Ooh.
There you are.
See? Careful. Yep. Ooh. He's still running. Run!
Oh no!
I think the Catwoman knocked off a piece of that fabric or whatever that is.
Paul Karen.
Oh, if we meet the guy and hear his voice, we'll know it's him. So they're all in a warehouse, it seems. Him too.
To captivate me.
Him too. Oh, they're separated, of course.
I've sentenced
Yeah.
all of you to life. The worst news is, it's going to be a very short sentence.
I'm here if you need me.
That's him.
Paul Karen.
I'm pretty sure I heard he had the voice. It's not him.
He's been using technology developed by you.
We just
to
saw him.
abduct
He left.
criminals
He
from
exited.
Gotham.
And maybe I
Definitely
just
not him.
don't care.
Hey, sounds like people in Gotham are appreciating this new
You
guy.
haven't told them where we've met before, have you, Batman?
Of course, the
So was
Joker.
Joker.
He was interested in the tech, yep. Ooh.
These villains weren't in Gotham before Batman took to the streets. He's attracted them like
bringing this
moths
back.
to light. If you're done interrogating the victim, why don't you get out of here?
Cool. What is this stuff?
Well,
Anything else you need, boss?
oh. Wow. So maybe it is him, but the voice, I don't know.
He's our guy. We should have kicked his butt.
No,
last
it's
night.
We
the
don't
other
know where
guy.
He's keeping his victims. The code we work by isn't always the easiest way, Robin.
Yeah, we
But
can't
it's the
let
right
someone
way.
else do this, yeah.
World's deadliest disasters will continue after
Of course
these
he's enjoying that
messages.
show. Of course. Oh!
It was only a matter of time before this rumor came a-courting me.
Rumor.
So I decided, why sit around waiting? Welcome at Uncle Joker's hospital.
This isn't gonna go well for you, Joker. Exactly. They weren't prepared for that. Why'd they have pies? That was a cool visual.
It wasn't us.
Anything you'd like to confess?
Do I really need an alibi?
Well,
I've been testing it, looking for a way to help people like
well,
me.
looks like someone else is testing us. It ain't you.
Where's your bodyguard from the other night?
Mario?
Mario,
Not
that's
off.
him.
Why?
Poison Ivy. Everybody.
Before you send us all to that big Arkham asylum in the sky, would you mind indulging an old man's intellectual?
I'm
Yeah.
the bodyguard of Paul Karen, a great man. A man you, Joker, maimed. Now I'm left to finish a job he doesn't have the guts to.
You didn't capture us so you could save Gotham. No, you're trying to erase your own failure.
Your own
by
failure.
Saving your boss.
Oh, he's gonna. Oh, God,
Once
okay.
it's warmed up, it's gonna destroy every supervillain in Gotham.
That's smart. You can't hide. Exactly. Ooh! Oh, that had to hurt. He's definitely fighting with more emotion, so it's not the same. Ooh. All of them. Oh, God.
Mind if we cut in, Batsy?
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. The whole lineup. Oh, my God. It's
Let me
crazy.
guess. This is one of those not the
How are they going to fight everybody? That's the question. Oh, my God. Hey, dodge, exactly. Freeze all them. That was close. That was awesome. Electricity, exactly. This is crazy. This is such a like, this episode just got turned up like, to like 11. Oh, there you go. Oh, even his Riddler guys or whatever back there. A lot of them are not speaking because they didn't want to get the voice actors a lot of money. Pull his mask off. Yeah. I see Harley again. Watch it. Oh, there you go. Ooh. Are we done? Oh, careful with that thing. That was so crazy. This was so crazy. Oh my gosh. Of course she wasn't taken in.
Just wanted to say thanks, handsome.
They took on everybody. That was so cool. I now understand why you guys were hyping this up, because this episode was crazy as hell, especially when they all got out and all the villains and everything. My God. If they would have reworked a couple of things, this could have been a series finale in a sense, because they literally brought back all of the villains. Even if they were like a one-time appearance, they popped up in some sort of capacity within the prison, you know, blocks or whatever. And then when most of them got out, I mean, it seemed like most of them got out. I don't think every single one, because there were certain ones that were shown in the blocks or whatever, and they weren't in the fight itself, or they just didn't show them really. So it was just insane. There was like so many villains, and even the really obscure one-off appearance ones as well. Like they were there. Like every single villain has like appeared in the show at some capacity, was there. Like it was crazy. They brought in pretty much all of them. Now obviously a lot of them did not speak, because to bring all of those voice actors back, I mean, and there would be like no time for them to even really talk, you know, even a little. So it would just take too much time up, but they were all there. It was crazy. I'm not sure if they missed one or whatever. I'm pretty sure they got all of them, I think. But so this whole idea of rumors, or who they ended up calling Rumor, which was this bodyguard Mario who took this exosuit that was in testing or whatever, and it was able to disappear or whatever, like go invisible, and he had like this electrical like weapon or whatever. And he first got Killer Croc, then you see all the villains he had captured, and then at the start of the episode, he had captured almost all of them. It was insane how many, and then saving Joker for last, essentially, because of the connection of the fact that the boss, the owner of this, I think it's a Karen Industries or something like Karen, like really that name, Karen. Anyways, back to the different time. When you think of Karen, you think of a certain thing now in terms of like Karens, like, you know, women that are freaking out on social media and shit. But he was paralyzed because Batman, during a flashback, which you've never seen before until this episode, he couldn't save the guy after Joker had some sort of like, you know, rocket launcher type weapon or whatever, and it exploded, hit some like rafter shit or whatever, and it crashed onto the guy. Batman couldn't save him, and now he's in a wheelchair. So he actually is in support, and we actually saw people being interviewed on the news supporting this new vigilante who is, they're coining Rumor. They didn't give a proper name, but they just called him, because they could hear rumors of this other vigilante, and so they ended up saying Rumor. But this guy going around taking everybody or whatever, like there was support because they were being taken off and not, you know, going to Arkham Asylum and then breaking out again or whatever, you know, and that's pretty much what's been happening since the beginning of the show. That all these villains keep showing up to Arkham and they keep getting released in some sort of capacity, or they escape mostly. Mostly they're escaping. There's been the instance of core like what's his name? A ventriloquist. Like he was released because he was on good probation or good behavior or whatever, but it was ultimately a test from you know, Hugo Strange, you know, wanting to test to see how far he could, you know, put on this little like test for ventriloquist and the dummy, which I forget, what was it, Scarface, that was the name of the dummy. Anyways, and they had them in the episode as well. So many villains. So I love the sequence where there was a break-in at an art gallery. They're there, and right away, Batman figures out, no, because Catwoman questioned, like, how do you know I was here? And then there was a brick that went against a glass or whatever, like something, a glass of like a shelving or whatever, holding something in this art gallery. And Batman said, somebody sabotaged, like somebody intentionally set the alarm, right? And it was actually Penguin that actually did it. Because eventually Rumor shows up later, the guy in the exosuit, Mario, the bodyguard. But Penguin is like begging, please arrest me, because he's scarier than you. Like, please. He's like, oh, fine, I'll take Art. Okay, fine, I'll threaten Gotham. Like, just please let me get taken by you, because he didn't want to be taken. That was a funny little moment for sure. Because Robin wanted to go beat him up, but Batman's like, hold on, and then Penguin's just like desperate, please arrest me. So that was a funny moment. So they kind of throw a little bit of, you know, not a curve ball necessarily or a twist, but they try to start implying that maybe it's actually the guy who's running the business, the corporation, who's paralyzed, and it's not the bodyguard. But like, no, the voice matches Mario, so it has to be him. And then Batman, of course, figuring out that it's the bodyguard who had the night off because Joker was taken. And Joker had a bunch of guys just show up with like pies and shit. It's like, what are they going to do against this guy? He's like, I heard a rumor. And then we get to see where everything goes completely bonkers in this episode, because literally, I move my phone here because I'm seeing a reflection off my ring light here on the thing. Like, yeah, it was distracting me. But we then see where the fight goes down, where they go to the old, I don't say an abandoned warehouse, but it was an old warehouse, a part of the company. And then there's all the cubes and everything, and then they all get released, mostly all the villains, because there's some villains they showcase in the cubes that they don't actually appear in the fight sequence. But I was thinking, are they going to do some sort of like quick thing to where they easily take out everybody really fast? But and it kind of happened slightly, but not really. There actually was a fight between Batman and Robin versus all these villains. Now, I should have said this at the beginning of the review, but it's okay, because I'm now thinking more about it now. Where was Batgirl? Especially with Poison Ivy and the connection there. Like, that would have been really cool. And plus, they're fighting all these villains. Wouldn't you want Batgirl? But I think since they had so many other characters and other people voicing characters like Killer Croc, Penguin, Catwoman, Joker. They had, I'm pretty sure that was Ron Perlman. That sounded like Ron Perlman as Rumor. And they had the voice actor for the guy running the company and everything. And I think there was a couple other little appearances of voices, I think. So there was a lot of characters already having speaking parts, and you got to pay all of them, obviously. So it probably was a budgetary thing. But I think it would have been cool to have Batgirl in the mix to fight all of these villains. It would have been fucking awesome. But it was a really well done fight. Obviously, Batman and Robin, especially Batman, was using it to his advantage in terms of certain villains doing certain things, like Mr. Freeze firing, ice and then freezing a lot of the villains and everything. And then you had Robin, who knows how to fight Bane. We've already seen that happen briefly, where he cuts, the cords or whatever that's connecting, the venom, if you will, to inside of Bane himself. So he was cutting those things and using the electrical stick that is from Rumor to then electricity, because we saw that where he was really using that in effectively taking out Killer Croc in the water with the electrical weapon. So electrical spear, whatever. It was really, executed well. So they brought that back in a sense for this. And seeing Man-Bat, I mean, God, it was crazy how they were able to bring in all these villains, and they found an interesting way to do it, because it wasn't like all these villains teamed up to go after Batman and Robin and Batgirl or whatever, or take over Gotham, because that would never happen. Like, all these villains, they were essentially teaming up here, but there isn't a story that I would believe where every single villain in the show, the Batman, leading up to this point, would all team up. It just would not work, But they had a common enemy against Rumor, and then Batman was stopping them, so they went after Batman and Robin and all that. And like I said, I wish Batgirl was there. But they found a way to incorporate all of these villains. And like I said, a couple of them didn't fight because, I don't know, you realistically could have made this episode, because the third act wasn't just the gigantic fight with the villains, but a good portion of it was fighting all the villains. They could have easily made the third act of this episode after we come back from that second, blackout screen, then back in where it's supposed to go to commercials if you're watching on TV. When they come back to the third act of the episode, they could have had all of it just be the fight between the villains, which would have been amazing. But at a certain point, you would run out of stuff to do, because if you're taking out villain, there's not much more left. There was a couple of moments where it slowed down for a second, then it picked it back in, because here comes this villain. Like when Bane was taken out by Robin, here comes Man-Bat, and then that little sequence between Harley and Joker, even though Harley didn't speak, which is fine, but seeing her again right after her episode was great. But that little moment where they're fighting together, going against Robin and Batman, and then the jump back and forth and the camera angle was really, really cool. I really enjoyed that. I'm not sure what else to really say about the episode. I like the fact that there was a vigilante type character, even though he really wasn't being a hero per se. I guess he was being a vigilante. He was going after just villains, but I like the fact that how they handled this other guy coming in, and then instead of sending them to Arkham, because even Robin was questioning, well, but what about, this, let him finish the job. Wouldn't Gotham be easier? Well, we follow a code, Robin, and this is not the way to do it. And even that guy who was in the wheelchair, the owner of the company that made this exosuit or whatever that was being used by the bodyguard, he made a point, and this has been brought before on the show. He made the point to say Batman's appearance has brought forth these villains like moth to the light. Or it's like moth into flames. The idea of you're attracting these things, Batman being there is attracting the villains, because it was questioned by, I think, Bennett back during season 1 of the Batman, I think it was season 1 where he was questioning or maybe even Bruce said this, but I know there was a conversation between the two of them. Obviously Bennett didn't know that Bruce is Batman. I still don't think he doesn't. I still don't think he knows, right? Yeah, I don't think so. But the whole question about, is Batman bringing out the villains, or is the villains bringing out Batman? Or is it kind of a blend? And I think it may be kind of a blend. Would Bruce have to go out at night as Batman to stop a robbery that's happening in Gotham? He's being drawn out, right? But then when he's making himself more well-known, people that would become villains, or they already are villains, are more prone to show up because they're being brought up because of the Batman, right? So I think it's a blend. I still think the idea of, it's Batman. Batman's the main issue in terms of more villains in Gotham. It's that it's a blend. Bruce could stay home and relax, but the Batwave goes off because Joker's doing something downtown. He's being drawn out because of the Joker. But if Batman is making himself well known, well, then Joker is then going out to do something because he's trying to provoke the Batman to bring him out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think it's a good blend of, it's half and half. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of where it needs to sit. At least where I think that's what it is. But anyways, overall, had a good time with this episode. Crazy stuff. All the villains really well done. And I understand why you guys were talking about this episode saying you can't wait, because this was awesome. This was really, really cool. So what did you guys think of the episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts about all the villains in the episode. And was there a villain that they didn't actually include that they should have that didn't appear at all? I'm curious to know if there was a couple they missed, because I don't know if they missed any, but damn, it was cool. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.